name is René Riedl and I am a co-organizer of this inaugural trust event. Moreover, I am a professor of digital business and innovation at the University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria, and I also work as an associate professor of business informatics at the University of Linz. In my role as participant here at this workshop, I in particular focus on trust and digitalization. Trust in a digital world is an important topic because on the one hand, increasingly more humans interact via computers, via the internet, and the role of trust is very important to establish trusting relationships in such an anonymous internet environment. On the other hand, in my research, I also focus on another aspect of trust in the digital world, namely trust in artificial intelligence systems and trust in machines. All in all, I firmly believe that we had a great workshop here and we developed novel insight which will play a significant role in the future.
My name is Frank Kruger. I'm one of the co-organizers of this trust event. I'm a professor of Systems Social Neuroscience at the School of Systems Biology at George Mason University in Virginia, Fairfax, the United States. I'm the lab chief of the Social Cognition Interaction Functional Imaging Lab, CIFER Lab, and we investigate trust at the psycho-neurobiological level. At the behavior level, we're using the trust game to investigate trust behavior. At the psychological level, we investigate the motivational, affective, and cognitive components of trust. At the neural level, we look and combine the trust game with functional imaging to see what are the neurocorrelates of trust. And at the neurochemical level, we look at hormones and neurotransmitters to see how they shape trust. And at the neurochemical level, we see actually how genetics is shaping trust. And this multi-level, multi-method approach helps us to investigate biomarkers of trust that can be used to investigate brain impairment of trust in social brain disorders.
I think this is turning out to be an amazing event of joint brainstorming, to meet other people who are the top caliber in their fields and to be able to bounce ideas among ourselves as we discuss these important topics is turning out to be quite an amazing intellectual adventure. And I think we come up with very interesting results and ideas that we want to discuss thereafter.
So my name is Karen Cook. I'm a professor of sociology and director of the Institute for Research in the Social Sciences at Stanford University in California in the United States. I'm here with a group of scholars studying trust, and I'm excited about the event because we're all from different disciplines. I have conducted research on trust in interpersonal relations, in the world of online interactions, and to some extent in institutions.
My name is Paul van Lange. I'm a professor at the Vrije Universiteit in Amsterdam, and I study trust and human cooperation. Trust is really a basic topic because without trust you cannot really develop cooperation very effectively. Trust is a necessary ingredient, and I study, for example, trust and cooperation in the context of small groups, in dyads, in pairs, and sometimes also at a larger scale, like in society. I think it's a really interesting topic. It's part of my career from the very beginning, and I'm sort of addicted to it, you could say. And that's also why I like this meeting so much, because we have a lot of different perspectives on trust. And I have the feeling that there is a really common interest here that we all share in terms of what is trust, what can we do with it, what is the importance of it. And I'm really looking forward to the writing of it and the major issues that we are able to identify.
My name is Alexandra Mislin. I'm an associate professor at American University in the Kogod School of Business. I do research on trust and trust in strategic interactions like negotiations, and how it forms and then how it influences the negotiation process and outcomes. Also, how trust that develops during negotiations can affect the implementation of negotiated agreements future cooperation between parties and conflict resolution. I'm excited to be here today and this week to work with interdisciplinary scholars. My work is inherently interdisciplinary, and this is a wonderful opportunity to work together with really important scholars from across a lot of different fields to tackle some of the most important questions regarding trust.
My name's Roger Mayer. I'm a professor at North Carolina State University in Raleigh, North Carolina in the United States. I have been working on trying to understand why people trust each other and why they trust other entities such as groups, organizations, or such since the very early 1990s. And the thing that was exciting to me about coming here is that the lack of trust is such a driver in our world today and doing so much damage to society and to individuals on so many different levels, that to be here with this group of people that has a wealth of both knowledge and skills and insights from various fields, that we might be able to put together some kind of ideas and beginnings of solutions, and how to get to solutions is just incredibly exciting to me.
My name is Lydia Krabbenam. I'm a professor of developmental neuropsychology at the Vrije Universiteit in Amsterdam, and my research is focused on development of trust in adolescence. So today's youth grow up in a digital world, but also a world that faces so many challenges of inequality, climate change. So therefore I think that's a really important topic, and also therefore I believe this is such an important meeting.
I'm Sirke Jarvenpa from University of Texas at Austin, currently visiting University of Münster in Germany. I have had a privilege to attend transdisciplinary conversations on trust. Really learned a lot about how again trust is so critical to all of us, not just how we relate to each other in organizations that we work with and work for. The last 2 days, hearing views from philosophers, social psychologists, other business school professors, and medical scholars really brings to the forefront how we really have to look at lots of different layers to ensure that trust in others, whether those are family members, co-workers, institutions, are maintained. But also how can we ensure that as we create our environment virtually, that we can continue to trust what we see.
My name is Peter Hancock. I'm a professor at the University of Central Florida in Orlando, Florida. I'm here today at the Trust meeting in Vienna, and my particular interest in trust is manifold. Primarily I deal with trust in non-human entities such as artificial intelligence, robots, and other forms of automation. That's where I do my most experimental work. But in general, I'm interested in how humans behave and why they behave so strangely, and why humans are so vacuous but are prepared to believe they're the most exceptional thing in the universe that we experience.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jennifer Bartz. I'm a professor of psychology at McGill University in Canada. In my research, I study the psychological and biological factors that influence trust and bonding in humans. It's been such a pleasure to be part of this conference. I've really enjoyed learning about trust from the interdisciplinary colleagues at this meeting, and it's really expanded my understanding of this very important phenomena.
Hi, I'm Haruto from Japan. I studied social neuroscience, and I also study the biological basis of human prosocial behavior.
My name is Gernot Müller-Putz. I'm a professor at Graz University of Technology, and I am heading the Institute for Neural Engineering. I work in brain-computer interfaces, signal processing, machine learning, and functional brain imaging. Basically what I do is I use biosignals, process them in real time, and give feedback on the result of the processing.
I'm Tom Simpson. I'm an Associate Professor of Philosophy at the University of Oxford. And this has just been an amazing event to bring together myself and some others who are thinking on the theoretical level about trust with people who are thinking at the experimental level, social scientists and those looking at the psychology, neuroscience and biology of trust. And it's been an incredibly fertile conversation, learning what we have in common, what's united, the ways we think about trust, and also where the differences are, where the disciplinary concerns lie.
In my role as co-organizer of this inaugural trust event, I would like to thank all the participants for their valued contributions. Our contributions and the resulting scientific paper will definitely contribute to a better study of trust in the future, and therefore also to a better functioning of society and economy, because trust is such an important factor in our society.